Hello everyone, this is Fine from the Gaming Villa. I hope you all are well. Today I'm going to talk about the brand new 2024 lineup entry-level Samsung DU8000 TV. The Samsung DU8000 is an entry-level model in Samsung 2024 lineup, and this is the Samsung CU8000. It sits above the Samsung DU7000 and below Samsung's QLED lineup. It uses Samsung's Air Slim design, which is meant to provide a slim design that blends into your wall. And this TV comes with Samsung's proprietary Tizen operating system, which has been updated to version 8.0 in 2024. The TV has a 20-watt 2.0 channel speaker system built in and is available in a wide variety of sizes, anything from a small 43-inch model to a large 85-inch model. If you are new in my channel, then please subscribe and press the bell icon for future notifications and upcoming videos. I have another channel named Awesome Tech Gaming Pro, where I upload similar kind of tech videos like TV comparison, sound system, home theater, graphics cards. You can check and subscribe. It's a basic TV but has some optional features like motion accelerator to help smooth out motion and the mega contrast feature designed to automatically adjust the brightness and contrast of the image. The Samsung DU8000 is okay for mixed uses. It's best suited for watching movies or playing games in a dark room. It does not get bright enough to overcome glare in a bright room. HDR content lacks impact due to the TV's unremarkable contrast and inadequate HDR brightness. So blacks aren't deep at all when bright highlights are on the screen, and highlights don't stand out the way they should. It also has a narrow viewing angle, so it's not a good option for watching shows or sports as a group, as anyone sitting to the sides sees a degraded image. Fortunately, the TV has incredibly low input lag and a good response time, so it provides a responsive gaming or desktop experience with minimal blur behind quick motion. This TV has non-local dimming feature to improve contrast and doesn't get very bright. Poor low quality content smoothing with noticeable artifacts present, and calibration has almost no effect on the picture. The TV's viewing angle is narrow, which means it's not a good choice if you like to move around your room while watching TV, since the image is degrading quickly from the sides. The TV is incredibly low input lag, so there's no discernible delay between your controller inputs and what happens on the screen. The TV also has a good response time, as I said, which means there's minimal blur behind quick motion. If you regularly game in a dark room, the TV's unremarkable contrast delivers fairly deep blacks during dark scenes, but blacks become realised when bright highlights are on the screen. Unfortunately, the TV doesn't get bright enough and its reflection handling isn't good enough to overcome glare in a bright room. If you want to use this TV as HDR movies, I will say this TV is just below par. It removes judder from 24p sources and easy to use interface and smart features, but this TV has no Dolby Vision or BTS audio support. For HDR gaming, DU8000 is possible for playing games in HDR, but that's mostly due to its HDR gaming capabilities. As HDR adds very little, switching the TV to game mode makes no difference in dark scene performance, so you get incredibly low input lag with no noticeable delay. If you want to use this DU8000 TV as a PC monitor, it has a good response time. This TV is good for using as a PC monitor. Although TV can display chroma 4:4:4, we encountered an issue that intermittently there are no VRR support and is limited to 60 Hz calibration, almost no effect on the picture. The TV's backside is identical to the Samsung CU8000. It's made entirely out of plastic and has etched horizontal lines. There are two ports that directly face the back and cut out where you will find the rest of the inputs, so these can be hard to reach if you have the TV wall mounted. The height of the feet is adjustable and you can set them to two different positions. The lower position, which you can see in this video, puts the screen close to the table. The other position is high enough that most soundbars fit below the screen. The height of the lower position is 2:1 and the higher one is 3.07 inch. The Samsung DU8000 has mediocre build quality. It's made entirely of plastic and there is some wobble from front to back, but the TV recovers quickly. There's also some flakes on the back of the TV that increases near the bezel mounting points. But this doesn't cause any issue. However, there's a large gap between the area where the screen meets the border. The Samsung DU8000 has unremarkable contrast. Its native contrast is good. It measured 5435:1, the native contrast. Blacks are deep in dark and dim scenes, but they become raised and washed out when bright highlights are on the screen. The TV doesn't have local dimming feature, as I said, so it can't adjust the backlight of individual zones to brighten up highlights without impacting the rest of the image. This means that there's no distracting flicker or brightness changes as bright highlights move between dimming zones. Sustained HDR brightness in this TV as disappointing, only 241 CD per meter square, and HDR brightness in game mode is 238 CD per meter square on sustained brightness, which is just similar. This DU8000 has inadequate HDR brightness. It's not bright enough to display HDR content properly. Bright highlights don't stand out, and overall this TV doesn't provide an impactful HDR experience. And on game mode, it's still too dim to provide an impactful HDR experience while gaming. The DU8000 has very good PQ/EOTF tracking. Blacks and near blacks are slightly raised, while shadows and midtones are displayed a bit dimmer than intended. There's only a slight roll-off with content mastered at 600 and 1000 nits. So most details in bright highlights are lost. With content mastered at 4000 nits, there's a more gradual roll-off to retain some detail in highlights. By changing HDR tone mapping to active, you get a brighter overall image, but a less accurate one. It also changes the behavior of the tone mapping depending on the picture setting used. In movie mode, there's a more gradual roll-off near the TV's peak brightness to preserve more details in highlights. In game mode, the TV has a sharp cutoff, so it stays brighter near the TV's peak brightness, but details in bright highlights are lost. The DU8000 has subpar HDR brightness, only 225 CD per meter square on sustained 100% window, which is very disappointing. The DU8000 has a good color gamut with excellent coverage of the commonly used DCI-P3 color space. Reds, yellows, greens and cyans are undersaturated, and less saturated reds and blues are displayed inaccurately. The TV has okay coverage of the Recon 2020 color space that is increasing in popularity, with almost all colors being off the mark. The TV's color volume is mediocre. It doesn't display darker colors well due to its unremarkable contrast, and it can't display most colors at high luminance levels. So what's your thought about this DU8000 TV? If you ask me, I will say the Sony X8TL is a much better option than this Samsung DU8000 TV. But if you are limited budget, you may buy this TV. But I recommend Sony X8TL over Samsung DU8000. So tell me your thought about this TV. That's it from now.